Today we have a special episode where we've invited some leading thinkers from our community to talk about some notable M&A and funding activity of the last week. Let's start with Podium. So last week they announced they closed 125 million Series C.
It's about that digital relationship with your customer, and then therein lies the challenge with a lot of SMBs, and this is what Luca and Endurance and these big companies spend a lot of time on, which is how to give digital tools for their SMBs to engage with their customers. And this is like a better version of chatbot. We in our 25-person firm are always sort of messaging around with each other. But if you think about the current environment we're in, where physical communication has been limited, a chance to more effectively have a platform to communicate holistically with your customer base and engage with them is definitely more valuable than it was even 2 months ago.
So let's actually move on to our second item. So as I mentioned, GoDaddy last week acquired Neustar's domain registration business.
First of all, if we want to zoom out in terms of M&A themes that are going to emerge, this is a classical vertical integration, and I think we're going to see more of that in the next few months, given the economic climate. I think it's actually a positive thing that somebody like GoDaddy is vertically integrated and will be able to actually set the prices to a place where it actually makes sense, and it leaves room to add basically margin to expand the ARPS with more value-added solutions. If we connect, this thought with the previous one on freemium, if you think about domain names are almost a quasi freemium model because they're so inexpensive, $10, for the entire year, $10, $12. So there is an incentive to keep those initial prices very low.
Sure.
And those are still basically purchases that an SMB does at the very beginning at the ideation phase. So they are actually a great vehicle to establish this customer relationship with SMBs very early on.
So let's move on to our third item. So I mentioned earlier, Foursquare and Factual have merged.
There's a lot happening here, and this is sort of consolidation 101 at so many levels. Foursquare has clearly emerged as the leader in location tech. And then I think Factual is probably, as you noted, in place before the current downturn, but also, Factual had raised a bunch of money. In fact, they'd raised $40 million last year, $100 million in total. We're not break even. Their growth was slowing. I mean, from another perspective, of course, as well, they do something different than Foursquare does. They're really fantastic and great at measurement. And so Foursquare sort of needed that in its arsenal as well. And so now they have the whole package from delivering audiences to measuring them. And then, as we talked about earlier on, the applicability of all that is sort of changing and evolving. They're in a good position. The 150 million revenue, the combined company, the broadest product suite of all the players. And you mentioned earlier on, Place IQ about Freckle. There's a bunch of other sort of consolidated happening at the level just below that. But these guys are clearly going to be around and have a nice sort of consolidated platform that appeals to everybody in that ecosystem as that ecosystem evolves.